Good morning, it's Nina again. We are going to do another one of our shorter stretching focused exercises today. I hope you enjoyed the vinyasa flow last week. So if you just come to standing at the back edge of your mat, feet together, toes together, heels together, come into your mountain pose. So that really engaged. Tuck your pelvis under, legs engaged, roll your shoulder blades back and down, crown of the head strung to the sky. Close your eyes and just start to breathe here. Taking a long inhale and a long exhale. In through your nose, out through your nose. In through your nose, out through your nose. Opening your eyes, and then slowly we're going to roll down into a forward fold, starting by bringing our chin in towards our neck, in towards our chest, starting to roll down the upper spine, the middle spine, the lower spine, bending your knees slightly until you just come hanging in a forward fold. Maybe bounce your knees a little bit here. Shake yourself out. Just really gently opening up the backside of your body. From here, walk your hands forward towards the front of the mat into a plank position. Drop your knees and then bring yourself forward into an upward facing dog or high cobra. Draw your bum back to your heels. Into a child's pose. And then tuck your toes under, lift your bum to the sky in your downward facing dog. And you can paddle your knees out here. Take a few dips. Whatever feels good to you here. Then from here, walk your hands back towards your feet into that forward fold. And then we're slowly going to roll back up to a standing position, rolling your shoulder blades at the top. Keep your feet hip width apart this time. And let's do that all again. So rolling down from your neck, all the way down into that forward fold. Give it a bounce here. Walking your hands out towards the front of the mat, maybe into a full plank this time, keeping your knees up, pressing forward into an upward facing dog. Dropping your knees, bringing your bum back to your heels. Make sure you're still breathing here. Tucking your toes under, pressing yourself up into your downward facing dog. Giving your legs a paddle if that's what you need here. Walking your hands back towards your feet. And then rolling back up to the standing position. Let's do one more time. Just a really slow way to start warming up the whole body and start stretching out. So tucking your chin under, rolling down. Taking a breath here in your folded position. Walking your hands out into your plank position. Bringing your hips forward into your upward facing dog. Dropping your knees, pushing back into your child pose. Tucking your toes under, lifting your bum to the sky, and pushing back into your downward facing dog. Walking your hands back towards your feet, back into that forward fold. And then rolling your spine back up into standing position. Amazing. I'm going to come to standing in the middle of my mat facing you. On the inhale, bring both of your arms up to the sky. Grabbing your left wrist with your right hand, inhale to lengthen, and on your exhale, pull yourself down to the right hand side. Imagine your body is between two panes of glass, so you're keeping yourself really, you're not bending forward or backwards, you're keeping yourself very centered. Inhale to center, switch your arms, and exhale to the left hand side. Inhale to center, switch arms, exhale to the right hand side. Inhale to center, switch arms, exhale to the left hand side. Wonderful, bringing that back down, bringing your hands to prayer in front of your chest. Now spread your legs so they're at a wider angle, wider than your hips, wider than your shoulders, and your feet pointing slow outwards at 45-degree angles. You can keep your hands in prayer, and from here we're just going to start to squat down and raise up. On your exhale, squat down. On your inhale, raise up. Actually, inhale, squat down. Exhale, raise up. Inhale, squat down. Exhale, raise up. And now on this last one, maybe bring your feet in a little bit. Squat all the way down into our Malasana. Get to a comfortable position here. You want to make sure your heels are on the mat. Try and keep your chest high, your spine long. Then from here, we're going to twist. So you can bring the inside, bring your right elbow into the inside of your right thigh, and then just twist yourself open, raising your left arm to the sky. Breathing here. Coming back to center, put your left elbow in front of your left thigh, open your right arm to the sky. Breathing here. Let's do it again, both sides. Right side. Coming back to that squat position, and you can just push your weight back, drop your bum to the mat, and straddle the side of your mat. We're still quite early in our practice, so you might be still feeling quite tight. Maybe give your legs a little bit of a shake out. Make sure your toes are pointing up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and then slowly start to walk yourself forward. But maybe you'll be able to see me better. Start to walk yourself forward. You might be up here, you might be lower down. Whatever you're doing, making sure that you're keeping your legs engaged, outward rotation of the thigh. From here, walk yourself back in. Hug your legs into one another. And then this time, lengthen your left leg out in front of you and your right knee bent down towards the sole of the foot inside your left thigh. Inhale to lengthen and exhale over that extended leg. Keeping that leg engaged, the toes flexed. And just breathing into this stretch here. Walking yourself back up, switching legs. Right leg long, left leg to the inside of your right thigh. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. You can grasp your hands behind the ball of your foot to give yourself a bit of an extra pull towards the crown of your head, towards your toes. And letting that go and walking back up. From here, just plant your hands at the front of the mat, come to all fours. And push back into your child's pose. Maybe take your knees a bit wider this time in your child's pose and feel a bit of a deeper stretch in your hips, even in this position. Coming back to all fours, tuck your toes under and push into your downward facing dog. Raise your right leg into the sky, and then bringing your right foot forward in between your hands. Plant your left knee down and come up into your equestrian pose. Push forward on that right knee and get a nice stretch through that left hip flexor. Great. Pull your hips back. Lengthen out that front right leg. Inhale to lengthen and fold over that lengthened right leg. Getting a nice hamstring stretch here. Make sure you're flexing your toes, protecting your hamstring, only going as deep as you feel comfortable. And then to come out, bend your knee and come forward. Walk your foot out towards the right-hand side of your mat and bring both of your hands towards the inside of that foot into our lizard pose. Keep your right knee tucked in against you. You can raise your back leg. If that makes it feel a little bit deeper for you, you can keep your knee down. If this is enough, you can also come down to your elbows if you want to get even deeper. Just feeling that stretch on the inner right thigh and in your left hip flexor. From here, plant your hands, tuck your back toes under and raise up into a lunge, and then sweep that right foot back into the sky again, opening out your hip to the left-hand side. From here, we're going to transition into pigeon. So bringing your right knee to the back of your right wrist, right toes flexed. Walk your left leg back until your right hip comes to meet the mat. And you can stay in an upright position here, or you can fold forward into your sleeping pigeon. If you're in your sleeping pigeon, don't just relax into it. Keep your legs engaged, really pulling your right hip back and your left hip forward. If you came down to a sleeping position, push yourself back up. Tuck your back toes under. Lift yourself back up into a downward facing dog. And we're going to do the other side. So lifting your left leg into the sky this time, and then bringing your left foot in between your hands, planting your right knee on the mat, and coming up into your equestrian pose. Again, really pushing forward on that left knee. Driving the hips forward, feeling a stretch along the front right side hip. Draw your hips back so that your hips are directly over that bent knee. Lengthen your left leg. Inhale to lengthen and folding over that lengthened left leg. Breathing here, feeling that stretch in your hamstring. Then carefully bending your knees, shifting your weight forward to come out of that pose. And shifting your foot all the way to the left side of your mat, bringing both of your hands to the inside, to the right of that foot, into your lizard pose. And again, you can come up onto your back knee, your back foot. You can go down onto your forearms. Whatever's giving you the depth of stretch that you're looking for. From here, tuck that back foot under, sweep the left leg into the sky, and opening it out to the right-hand side. Transitioning into pigeon, bringing that left knee to behind the left wrist, left toes flexed, walking your right leg back, inhaling to lengthen, staying up here, or exhaling down into your sleeping pigeon. Coming back up, planting your hands, tucking your back toes under, and coming back into your downward facing dog. Walking your feet forward just so that you can come back down into a seated position. Actually, I'll face you. And let's bring the soles of our feet together and open up our feet like we're reading a book, letting our knees fall towards the mat. Your hips are a bit more open now, so you should feel a bit looser here. Maybe butterfly your knees, maybe use your elbows to really push them down. Try and keep your spine long here. Bring your knees in towards one another, and then from here, bend your left knee underneath your right leg, bringing the heel towards your bum, and then take your right knee over your left knee. So we're going into a twisted position, but with our knees bent this time. Inhale to lengthen, take your left elbow on the outside of your right knee, and twist over to the right-hand side. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. And then we're going to switch sides. So bringing your knees both back in. This time your right knee, your right leg bent over and underneath, and your left leg over your right. Inhale to lengthen, bring your right elbow outside your left knee, and twist over to the left-hand side. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. And then coming back to a seated position and just with your knees crossed. So that's just a quick morning stretch for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Use it whenever you need, just a little bit of a body warm up and a little bit of a stretch out. And I will see you next week. Namaste.